Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Wellness Blueprints. I'm Jess Milner, and I'm so glad you're here to nourish your roots with me. I am a master nutritionist, and let me tell you, I have access to all kinds of different supplements. I want to talk a little bit today about something that's become a bit of a buzz, and I'm going to let you know what options I'm going to have available for you this month and next month regarding this. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about peptides today. This has been a big buzzword, it's been a big thing going on. So you've probably heard of Ozempic. And I do not recommend using something like that. Um, I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But as pharmaceuticals go, pharmaceuticals always have side effects. And the difference is because when you are using something that is natural and that your body is recognizing, then what you're doing is you're allowing your body to remember that it needs to do something. And then it's going to go ahead and do that something. Nature always takes a little bit longer. But when you are using a pharmaceutical, you are, and this, okay, so, all right, let's back up just a tad. When you're using something natural, you're working with your body's autonomic nervous system. Okay. You are allowing your body to do the processes that it already knows how to do and reminding it how to do it. So when you take something that is a pharmaceutical product, it is not natural, it's a synthetic product. What it is doing is it's bypassing your autonomic nervous system and it's forcing your body to make a change rather than allowing your body to make the change on its own. So sometimes that's totally necessary. I'm not going to say that pharmaceuticals are never necessary, but the thing that's going to happen is always, always, always going to cause some kind of a side effect. Okay. You can't force your body to do something and have it not compensate for what's going on in another area of the body. That's just the way that it works. So as such, you're probably seeing the reports of lots of different side effects that are going along. So in addition to the fact that this Ozempic is an injectable, so, I don't know about you, but I don't like having things injected into me. And it's not my jam. I'm not like afraid of needles or anything like that, but no thanks if I can avoid it. But some people are having some really crazy side effects with that as well. So it definitely has a negative effect on the body as well, even though you are achieving something. So maybe you are achieving weight loss, maybe your blood sugar has come down. Excellent, but your body has to compensate for that. So basically you are helping one thing, but then you have to heal from the other thing as well because it caused additional damage over here, and now we have to go with that. So that's why I'm always going for the natural things. That's why I went into this field rather than I've been down that road with all the different pharmaceuticals and everything like that. I used to be a walking pharmacy. If you've been hanging out with me for a while, you know that. So, there's a time and a place. They all have a time and a place. But now the good news is we don't have to rely on something like that to have this natural peptide that's going to benefit the body. So let's talk a little tiny bit about this. So the peptide, there's a peptide that will help that your body produces it. Okay. Like it is produced in your gut. And it's GLP-1, which is glucagon like peptide 1. So this peptide is basically it's going to help with your muscles. It's going to help with your metabolism. It's pro-aging. It's something that everybody really needs to have. Okay. So, all right. So what is a peptide? So a peptide is it's a short chain of amino acids. So amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. So all right. So basically, like if the amino acids were like letters, and then, a peptide would be a word, putting all letters together into a word. And then these peptides, they work as messengers to go out and tell your body to do all these things, like to regulate your metabolism, to help with your muscles and your brain function, and immune system function, all those kinds of awesome things. So it's going to send out all of these messages. So basically, you're going to have the letters and they put together a word, and then we put together the words into different sentences, and it sends out these messages. So when certain things are missing, then these messages are not going to be quite correct. So that is the whole idea with like, okay, so, like if we inject this, a very similar synthetic hormone, then we're going to have these responses inside of the body. And it's not that it doesn't work, it's just that it comes with all these side effects. So now, the natural holistic world has been like, hey, we need to get in on this. What can we do that's going to make this better, easier on your body, so that you can get those desired results without having the undesired side effects that might come with it. Plus, it's a hell of a lot cheaper, because if you don't have to go and get an injection and all of that, obviously, it's going to be cheaper. So more cost effective, yay. Okay, so as a practitioner, I'm not over here saying like, this is the only kind of this that's really good, this is the only kind of that that's really good. I work with several different supplement companies. I work with lots of different companies out there, and I love a lot of products, a lot of supplements, and home products, all those kinds of things. There are amazing products, there are amazing supplements to help you navigate your holistic health out there. And, I'm not going to tell you that like this one is the only one. I'll tell you which ones are my favorite and which ones I get the absolute best results with myself and with my clients. But, it's not like this is the best and that's the end of the story. So, and the reason for that is because every body is different, right? So what's going to work well for you may not work well for Sharon over here or Melissa over there. I'm just, making up names, but yeah, so everybody's going to be a little bit different in what they require with, how they want to take something, how often they want to take it, what they want to spend, what their body is calling for. Okay. That's where muscle testing comes in. So I am always offering a variety of things, and only the things that I know are going to be absolutely helpful and working. So things that I know are going to have the science to back it up, so that they're going to do a good thing for you. And then, so then I know that I am recommending something that is going to, it has the intention of helping someone to feel better, helping someone's health to improve. And then that is, of course, going to be somewhat helpful with managing your spirit body part, because of course, we have our physical body and we have our spirit body. And then of course we have like our emotional body too, the mind, body, spirit, mind, body, soul, whatever you want to call it. There's so many different names out there. It doesn't matter to me what kind of Nikki name you want to give it. But we want to make sure that we're nourishing all of those things. So I put a lot of work into researching different things, talking to different colleagues about things, kind of sitting back and going, okay, do I like this or not? And then, of course, I want to be able to try all these things too. So there are two different products that are, or two different companies that I represent that are going to be coming out with something that is going to be an alternative. So, we can call it Ozempic in jest, of course, because, I think we'd probably get sued if you actually called it that. And don't worry, that's not the name of it. So if you don't want to go that route, if that's not what you're looking for, but you do want to regulate your blood sugar, you do want to manage your weight better, you do want better muscle recovery, and those kinds of, you want better cognitive function, brain function, then I got the sauce. I've always got the sauce. Like that's, I'm a practitioner. I've got the sauce. It's just depending on which flavor is going to be the best for you. Okay, so the first one that I will do a little talking about is going to be Modair. Okay, this Modair, that's the liquid biocell collagen. This company is amazing. I've yet to try a product of theirs that I like went, oh, this doesn't work at all and it's terrible. There's literally not been any of that. I have seen amazing results on all of their products. I mean, the collagen alone is just absolutely like revolutionary. But they are hopping onto this peptide bandwagon here, which is amazing. And so what they're doing, Modair's option, which is coming out this month in September, it's not actually a peptide. Okay, so it is going to be products that promote the production of the GLP-1 peptide in your intestinal tract. Okay, so they're going to have two different products. The one, it's called Curb, and it's going to be, yes, it's going to curb your it's going to increase your metabolism. It's going to curb your appetite. Okay, it's going to be really great. It's going to be really great for all of the metabolic function and brain function and things like that, because it's going to help you to produce this peptide. So they're also going to have another one that's going to have Akkermansia probiotic that's going to be in it, which decreases inflammation. Okay, inflammation is one of those, that's a huge buzzword and everything. But if you've ever even just seen the before and after pictures, even mine from the 5-day reset, or the 5-day drop, as it is commonly called, through Modere, you can see when you follow that plan for those 5 days, the difference in the inflammation. So this company does know what they're doing with suggesting things to you that are going to help to decrease inflammation in your body. And then you can literally look at the pictures just 5 days apart and go, wow, I can see how much inflammation just like disappeared in just those couple of days. So they're going to be taking these products, and they're actually going to be offering a 30-day like recipe guide and everything. So you're going to be able to go in and have like this planned out for you if you choose to use it that way. And as a master nutritionist, I of course will go over and look at that. And if you're working with me, I can give any little tidbits on that after I look through that and see what the plan is and everything. I'm usually the nutritionist over here going, okay, everywhere where it says to do low fat or fat free dairy, just pretend it doesn't say that. Don't just stop it with the low fat and fat free dairy. I mean, cheese without fat in it is gross. I don't know. I don't get it. But that's where all the nutrients are. And I can definitely tell you that I lost 70+ pounds completely ignoring that nonsense. I do full fat dairy if I'm going to do it. 100%. I will not get a low fat yogurt or anything like that. Greek yogurt is fantastic. Full fat Greek yogurt. It's not the fat that's making you fat. It's not the fat content that's making you fat. Now, anything in a huge excess is, of course, going to, create excess adipose, fat tissue around. But I will tell you that it's not the fat that's making you fat. And, so just don't worry about it. As long as you're keeping your portions to the sizes that they're supposed to be, you're going to rock that. You don't even worry about the fat content in your dairy products. Okay, anyway, I digress. So I will give little tidbits on that because not all nutritionists are trained in the same way, and it's just how it is. There's still kind of a war on fat, and Ansel Keys, I'm giving you dirty looks. Okay, anyway, so the next company, this is a new one. This is a new company. They're going to be launching their peptides in October. So this is Make Wellness. This company is fantastic. So basically, it's at a point right now where you can join a list to learn more. So if you would like to join that list, you can email me, you can direct message me. I'll give you my information at the end so that you can make sure that you can find me. So I'll get you on the list. No obligation, totally free to join the list, just so that you know more and you know when it comes out, okay? When it's all ready to rock and roll. So what they have done is they have taken natural peptides. These are sourced from natural sources, and they it's all plant-based, bioactive peptides, and they're very effective. And so they are taking these. They're making four peptide products, and then there's a couple other ones, but they are targeted. So you can decide which one or two is going to be like the best for you. These are completely safe. There's no injections involved. So it is actually the peptide, and they're going to be pretty easy to take. So they're going to have one called Fit, which is, of course, it's going to be metabolism awesomeness, right? So this is going to help with your muscle protein synthesis, so if you're working out a lot, if you like to lift weights and stuff like that, this is going to be a good one. It's going to help to reduce soreness after you have your workouts. It's pro-aging, we love, I don't like to say anti-aging, and I think I got that, from the Modere gals that I work alongside with a lot. But really, you've got to age. So, anti is a negative word. Let's just call it pro-aging because we got to do it. So let's do it happily, right? Yeah. Embrace the beauty. So this is, it's going to be excellent for, that muscle soreness and those kinds of things. Bioactive peptides. And this is all, this is one of their new products. So they've got that one's called Fit. Then they have another one called Lean, which of course is again going to be really great for the metabolism. It's going to help you reduce cravings. So it's going to have like a similar thing to the Moder's Curb with reducing your cravings, because that's always a big thing, especially, when you're sitting watching TV or doing something, you're at the end of the day and you start to get cravings or something like that. This is going to be a really good thing. Of course, the Lean is also going to be great for boosting your it's boosting your energy, but without the stimulants. So, it doesn't have caffeine or anything like that in it. Okay. They do have a product that's going to have something like that in it, but this one doesn't. So that's going to be nice. It's probably, Modair does have, they have their Revitalize, which gives you natural energy in that, and that's really a hydrating drink and stuff like that. So there's always natural ways to increase your energy. Some people are super sensitive to caffeine and don't like that at all. So that's a really great thing. Okay. So the other thing that I love about this Lean is that it targets your visceral fat. So if you don't know what that is, okay, so you have, your subcutaneous fat, which is like, that's what's like right underneath of your skin. Okay. Like that's what you can see, your flub, your flab, your cushiness, cushy smushy, whatever. So your visceral fat is actually much more dangerous to have too much of. So it's deeper inside the body. It's going to be like in your trunk area, in your and that's because a lot of visceral fat surrounds your organs because it's there to protect your organs. So we have to have some. This is a good thing. Like you do have to have some in there, okay? But when you have too much of it in there, you're going to be at a super high risk for things like metabolic disorders, and like things like stroke, and because stroke is it is high blood pressure is a metabolic disorder. If you didn't know that, people don't usually group that in together. So, if you've ever heard, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but if you've ever heard of how if your waist circumference, it's different for men and women, but if it's over a certain amount of inches, then you are at a much higher risk for metabolic disorders and things of that nature. And this is what this is talking about, is this visceral fat. So, because that's so much more dangerous than the fat that you kind of see more on the outside, it's much easier to drop the subcutaneous fat, and that's just how it works. So, since this Lean is working, it's targeted for that. That's really amazing because that's going to be excellent for overall health. Okay, which that's what we want. We want overall health. Okay, so they also have one called Focused, which is going to be great for your mental clarity. It's going to be great for, memory and focus and your attention. So if you're neurospicy, you deal with ADHD or something like that. And those things amp themselves up when we hit perimenopause and menopause. So, if you've gotten into your 40s, into your 50s, and you've noticed that things are a little bit more crazy than they used to be inside your head, and how you're trying to keep yourself focused on this, that, and the other thing. And maybe it's just because you have a little bit more time to kind of sit back and go, wow, I'm kind of out of whack over here. I don't know what the case is, but I've definitely noticed an uptick in it. And it's not just me. Like, I'm not just making this up. So this is going to be a great one for that, and that with the peptides that are made for focus. Okay. And then they have one for energize, for being energized as well, which of course is going to help with your brain too. That one does have a little bit of caffeine, and it's going to help with your cortisol levels too. It's really good for your adrenals. So you'll be able to pick which one you may want to try. Maybe you want to do more than one. And so like I said, you can get on this list so that you can learn more about the products. Just kind of sit back and be like, okay, let me see what's going on with this stuff. And then you can decide which, if any of them, you want to do. So, and then Make Wellness also does have a hydrating drink, and they have a calming drink as well. I was trying to think what the other one was. It's a calming drink as well. So, and then of course Modair, like I already mentioned, they have the Revitalize, and they have, their Axis Uplift, which is, a very calming chill pill type of a product. So, and that there are products all over the place that are just absolutely fantastic for all of these different things. And so Maybe this one, maybe Make Wellness is going to be great for you. Maybe Moder's is going to be great for you. Maybe there's going to be another one that comes out, or maybe you just want to stick with like the Cellcore Estro and the Cellcore GCO and just rock it with those, and your body responds well to that. The idea is, that you want to decrease that insulin sensitivity, insulin resistance rather. You want your blood sugar to come down, to be more regulated. You don't want to be too low either. We don't want the opposite side of the spectrum, but we want to regulate these things so that the rest of our body's processes can work properly. Okay, they all are dependent off of the other one. And I know there's a lot of information out there, and I just word vomited a lot of information to you. I try to keep these things so that they're rather understandable, try not to use like too many big words, because then you're going to just hear me mispronounce them half the time, because I read words more than I say them out loud. Anybody else do that? You're just like, oh, well, I've read that word thousands of times, but I don't actually know how I'm supposed to pronounce it for some of them. And some of these sciencey words, you kind of look at it and you go, how do you say that? I'm just not sure. But anyway, so I'm always trying to make sure that I understand the differences between these products. I don't quite know all of the price points on everything just yet, so I can't really, compare price wise and stuff like that. But okay, so if you want to be on these lists and you want to make sure that you know more, welcome to my world. Come on in, take a seat, get yourself comfortable. Welcome, welcome. Okay. All right. So Moder. You can go ahead and create a Moder account under me right now, and that will put you into my world, and then you're going to know. Moder is going to send out an email when everything's ready. So even if I don't get the email out before they do, you're going to know about it. So you can go to moder.com, MODERE.com, and then you're going to create an account. And when you create that account, put in my referral number, which is 734-5194. I'll say that again. 734-5194. And then you will be under me. And now when you go to put in your very first order, whatever it is, whether you just want to order some collagen, there's so many products. Oh my gosh. And I don't know if you've seen my socials, but their laundry detergent and fabric softener, it's amazing. It's gray water safe, and it smells so good. I missed having like a fabric softener, because like they're all like gross, and they, give me giant headaches and stuff like that. And this stuff is amazing, and it's jasmine scented, and there's nothing bad in it. And yeah, so they have a lot of great products, so you can definitely shop around, but you will be saving $10 on your first order with my referral number. Okay. Now for the Make Wellness, if you want to be on the list to know more about those natural bioactive peptides, you're going to want to, if you're on my socials, reach out to me in a DM. If you're viewing this on YouTube, you can go ahead and comment right underneath or send me a message. And okay, or you can email me at jess@deeprootedwellnessid.com. And I will send you my link so that you can get on that list for free. Okay. And then I will be letting you know about everything they're going to be letting you know, and you can learn all about this. Okay. And it doesn't matter to me. You can just learn all about it, decide that it's not for you, and say, no, thank you. That's fine. You can decide when it comes out. But this will help you to really learn a little bit more about it and make sure that you don't miss it when it comes out, right? Because we want to make sure that we've got all of these things, all of these options. There's so many different options, because you've got a different body than that girl over there and that woman over there and me. We all have different bodies, and we all have different priorities, and everybody's going to find something. So, no matter what it is that you need for your metabolism, for your blood sugar, for your cognitive, for your, for your brain, your memory, your focus, for your muscles, whatever it is that you need more energy, you need to calm the hell down a little bit more. I've got the sauce. Just come see Jess. Jess has the sauce, and it doesn't matter which sauce it is. I'm going to help you find the correct sauce for you. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this today. Please share this with your friends and family. This is a huge topic right now, so go ahead and share. I'm so happy to invite you into my world. If you love this today, please leave me a 5-star review, share it. I already said that. Please share. And I will be seeing you next time. If you would like to download my free resource guide, you can find that at www.jess.deeprootedwellnessid.com/resources. Okay, and I've got all kinds of goodies on there. So until next time, have a beautiful day.